we are back inside our application. In order to create acceptance criteria, you can create it while creating the user story. Click on create story, and inside the description you write your acceptance criteria. Also, another way to write acceptance criteria is to begin by writing the titles of all user stories without any acceptance criteria. And then for each user story, you open it and edit the user story. Like we see here, we have the title of it and we have the description. Click on description and write acceptance criteria. Okay, let's make it bold. So here we will begin for the login using phone number. We can create a list, bulleted list, and say a placeholder appears in phone number field. User can change country code from the list of countries. OTP button is disabled as long as user didn't enter a valid phone number. Phone number field should only accept numeric values. Let's scroll. Accept and phone number. Okay, and then user can only enter valid numbers of digits in phone number field. For example, in Egypt, phone number should be 10 digits. Okay, so those are some acceptance criteria. Let's go to another user story. So here, for example, login using email address. But in this user story, let's choose the other way, which is given when then. So here we can say this number one, given when then. So given user entered a valid email address when user clicks on login button. So in email address, valid email address and password, then user is redirected to choosing pickup location page, okay, or screen, because this is an application. So this is scenario number one. Let's copy it. Scenario number two, given user entered an invalid email address, okay, when user clicks on login button, then an error message appears telling user that this email is invalid. The third scenario, for example, is given user forgot his password when user clicks on forgot password button, then an email with a recovery link is sent to the user. Of course, those are not all the acceptance criteria that are related to this user story, but while we are working inside our project, some changes might happen. Some user stories that are already written might be outdated. We might discover that we forgot some scenarios. In this case, we open our user story, edit it, and add the new acceptance criteria. So now we created our acceptance criteria. This means that we are ready to plan for our sprints and iterations inside this project.